Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with this great topic, and of course, today we're wrapping it up with part 5. This topic speaks about how to become a leader that shall be remembered, how to become a memorable leader in the minds of those that are subordinates right now, and the people around you, the people that you are dealing with day to day, the people that you're leading day to day, and the people that are looking up to you day to day. How to become a memorable leader, how to become a leader that they will remember all the time. And I say this day, as a leader and founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum, it is only by leading or the people by listening with empathy. It's very important that we start to learn to listen. And I think listening is a skill that many of us don't have, and many of us struggle with. Many of us want to talk more than listening. And I want to emphasize the fact that God gave us 2 ears and only one mouth for one reason, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. So we must actually listen more than we're speaking. And this is a very important statement, because I believe that as a young leader who's up and coming, you might think that leadership is about talking. And I'm saying leadership is about listening. And those leaders that listen more are the ones that are memorable. They're the ones that are remembered. And I must emphasize that, because it's very important that we become memorable as leaders and be remembered. Now, listening with empathy is very important, because it's actually a deeper meaning of listening. Because it's not just listening to hear, but you're listening to hear even the emotional tone of the words that somebody is uttering. You're not just only listening to the words. You're not only listening to what the person says, but you basically read the inner meaning or the deeper meaning of what they're saying. And you basically read through the lines about the emotional undertone of what the person is saying. So it's very important that as a young leader, and up and coming leader, you are able to listen with empathy. Now, the word empathy, of course, would mean that you are able to put yourself in the shoes of an individual. And you're not able to do that until you are able to have an undertone, emotional undertone, from the words of someone when they speak. It's not only the words that are in the hollow ways and hollows of this life, but it's basically the words that goes together with the emotions behind them. And remember also, that is why it is very important that listening with empathy is that listening whereby you're relating also the what we call the non-verbal communication, whereby you relate it with the words. There are non-verbal communication that comes as an undertone as well, that comes along with the words. And that non-verbal actions, they're very key, because what they do, they actually speak more louder sometimes. And they make you to understand that this individual may be saying this, but they actually mean something much more deeper. And that we must emphasize, because that's the way that you're going to become a better person, in the sense of being remembered as well to the subordinates that you lead. Leaders that listen with empathy. Now, it is very important that when you are a follower, you understand that a leader is that person that actually understands what you're going through, understand your situation, understand the pain that you're going through. And when they understand that, they're going to treat you likewise. And that becomes very key to any subordinate. And that is the reason why subordinates remember leaders that are able to listen to them with empathy. Secondly, as a leader, it's very important that a leader respect the personal lives of individuals that they lead. Now, this is very important, because sometimes people think that when they lead, then they must intrude into personal lives of people. They must invade the space of personal lives of people that they lead. Is not so. So respect, draw a line between yourself and the personal lives of people. Draw the line between the work that you supervising people or leading the people at, and their personal lives as well. Because their personal lives is totally sometimes very irrelevant in a workspace or very irrelevant in confines of your leadership. So I want us to emphasize this, that it's very important that there are people that are having personal lives that may not need you to know about. So therefore, respect their personal lives, respect their space as well, that speaks to their personal lives, and don't invade their space. Because personal lives of people may include what they do after work. It's very important that you don't invade that space as a leader. Personal lives may mean their relatives or relationships that they have outside the space that is confined to a leadership. So all that includes their personal relationships. It includes romantic relationships that they might have. It includes also their family relations, also the in and outs of their families as well. You may need not to know that. You may need not to invade in that, and don't step into that space as a leader. And that's very key, that you respect the personal lives of people. Now, when you are a leader that respects personal lives of people, you become remembered by those subordinates. You become a memorable leader that cannot be forgotten by those people, because they know that you forever respected their personal lives. Now, remember, there are those that will open up on their personal lives, willingly or willfully so, and willingly. And there are those that may be very private about their personal lives. And I want to urge you as a young man, that as a leader, so please don't dig into the personal lives of people, because they may not be ready to expose those personal lives to you. They may not be ready to share their personal lives with you. So therefore, don't dig into them. Don't try to find out. Don't ask much about their personal lives if they don't want to share personal lives with you. So please respect that and don't step into that space. That's very important if you want to be a memorable leader. And that will make you a real leader to be remembered by your subordinates. And that's very key that you do so. Lastly, to become a memorable leader, or a leader that can be remembered by subordinates forever, you must offer flexibility to your people. And this is very important. Now, flexibility doesn't mean that people should do as they wish. It doesn't mean that people should do even the wrong things that they're supposed to, that they're not supposed to do, and so on. But flexibility, one, is ability to allow people to think out of the box on their own. People to apply their own ideas, to apply their own methods and principles in order to reach the same results that you want. And sometimes their ideas may bring actually the results even quicker. And this is very important. So when we speak about allowing flexibility, is that don't be rigid on ways of doing things. Don't be rigid also on how to do things. And that's the reason why, especially in the days that we're living in, as a young man, you would remember that there are those people that even at work, you allow them to work from home. There are those people that you allow them time off as well, midweek. There are those people that we give them leave sometimes in the times that they need to leave. So you become flexible. Don't be rigid and say no, but you take leave in December only, and so on. If they need to leave mid-year, so be flexible enough to give them the leave mid-year. Very important. If they want to knock off earlier, maybe to start much earlier. Somebody says, I want to start at 6 o'clock and finish at 12, while you normally start at 8 o'clock, and maybe you're finishing at 2. It's very important that you become flexible. Because if you want them to work 8 hours, it may be that they are fresher to do 8 hours much earlier, and they become more fruitful maybe and productive with what they do by the time flex and changing of times and being actually flexible with their times. There are those that may want to start a little later at work. There are those that want to start a little earlier at work. Be flexible as well with times. Be flexible with the type of work that you do. Be flexible with how you deal with the people. Because flexibility, what it does, it makes people to remember you as a leader. And I must really say that memorable leaders in our lives are those that were flexible enough. And that's very important that we emphasize that as Young Men Empowerment Forum. And I want to end up here today, your leader and founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum, Micornus Phokane. We are wrapping up this topic right here, and I hope that it has helped you and you will become a better person next time. Remember our Facebook page, Micornus Phokane, and our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please engage those pages, like them and follow them. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Micornus Phokane and Young Men Empowerment Forum, and please click notification buttons because that will remind you when we've got videos that were posted in that regard. But allow me also to mention the TikTok account that we have had a lot of videos that were posted there. It is actually a wonderful platform for you to follow as well. The good Lord bless you. Until we deal with another topic next time, allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.